Hi, I'm Victoria Acuna. I have a chronic illness. I have endometriosis with a side of chronic fatigue. All the fun things. Now, living with a chronic illness has a bunch of quirks. I've compiled a list. Stuff nobody tells you about having a chronic illness. I've narrowed it down to 5. Number 1, feeling like a burden. I'm an independent woman. I can take care of myself, right? Oh wait, I can't get out of bed today, and I can barely walk to the bathroom. This varies on any given day. Sometimes I can do things by myself, sometimes I just can't. I basically need other people to function as a person. That's just how it is. I don't know what this is, but this is how it is. I know my illness isn't my fault, but honestly, who else is there to blame? I live in this body, which is to blame for me relying on other people. It kind of makes me feel like a dead weight. I can't help but feel bad, guilty, because of the impact this has on all of the people around me. And I get angry at myself for feeling all these emotions, and it's just an endless cycle that does not stop. Number 2, grieving. So when you're diagnosed with chronic illness, you basically lose a part of yourself. This healthy version of yourself that you once thought was invincible, it's replaced by this constantly sick, vulnerable version of yourself that's completely at the mercy of your illness. I'm stuck in this middle ground of confusion and unpredictability. The thing is that this grief doesn't just come once, it comes in waves, because my body is constantly going up and down. One day I'll feel okay, the next I won't be able to sit up in bed, let alone stand. I can never get used to it. It messes with my mind, and I've found myself time and time again having to go through the stages of grief all over again. Number 3, illnesses, symptoms can't be treated separately. So the body has many parts. Each part is connected by like veins and all that junk. Works together. So isn't it fair to say what affects one part of the body will inevitably affect other parts? And when you're someone like me with a chronic illness where one part of your body was basically waged war against itself, doesn't it make sense that this would create a domino effect throughout the rest of the body? But when I go to the doctors, apparently it's a thing to separate my symptoms and treat them as isolated from each other. And because of this, they look at me, they get confused, because this body is a hot mess. Sometimes the line between physical and mental, it can get blurred, and you don't always have the luxury to separate them. And it's only through seeking alternative approaches with treatments that I have found people who understand me and have given me solutions, great ways of coping with all of this mess. And why? They treat the body holistically. Viewing my body in this way, it's been a really healthy way of making sense of the nonsensical happenings of my insides. Number 4, your doctor doesn't have all the answers. Chronic illness is confusing in general, but when you have to go to the doctor and you put that into the mix, it just becomes a never-ending guessing game. Even in today's modern day 21st century medicine, with a lack of awareness and limited research on hand, because of that, when I go to the doctor, I find myself constantly disappointed. These people that have come to help me have no idea what to do with me. They're like poking at me like I'm this mysterious alien, like, who is this unicorn? What are you? What do we do with you? Nobody knows. I'm not saying that they don't have some resources and they can't help you at all, but I'm just saying they don't have all the answers like they say they do. When doctors see me with their fix-it attitude and I'm not fixable, they scratch their heads and get frustrated at me for not responding to treatment. And may I say, stop telling me to take ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is not the answer to fix all problems. I'm sorry, GP, whoever, it's really not. I can't even take it. So the joke's on you. It's really on me, but There is no one size fits all with chronic illness, and if there was, I'd be cured already. 5. My chronic illness is invisible to everyone but me. Everything happens inside, and a lot of the time, the outside looks right as rain. Usually you associate a person who is sick with visible signs of sickness, right? But there's a lot more to being sick than looking sick. I might be in a lot of pain, I might be really dizzy, or I might be about to faint, but I look like this. Why do we look okay? Here's the deal. If someone is sick for a long time, I'm talking about myself, they've created coping mechanisms and have found ways to fake wellness. Like anything, if you get used to it enough, resilience builds. You can smile and laugh and be in a lot of pain. And I guarantee you that every other person with chronic illness does this too. The perception of us is very misunderstood. It's warped. I know I've been seen as lazy, flaky, etc. to countless people in my life. I just didn't have the spoons for that. And when I do voice about my illness, or my pain, or my symptoms, because of this preconception of what a sick person looks like, a lot of people have just plain thought I was lying. And this isn't just from people on the street, but medical professionals, nurses, doctors. One time I went to the ER because I was in so much pain, I was going into shock, but because I was so good at handling the pain, the nurse taking care of me thought I was just after the drugs because I wasn't screaming or crying in pain, and therefore treated me like crap. If you're watching this and you have a chronic illness, please don't think you have to minimize your experience because others have, just because it doesn't fit into a stereotypical box of what people around you perceive as a real illness. I am what a person with an invisible illness looks like. I am what a person with a chronic illness looks like. I am what a person with a disability looks like. It has taken me years to get to this place where I'm no longer scared to say all of this, and I hope you'll join me in this conversation. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Let's start a conversation because I would love to start this conversation with you. We do make new videos every Thursday. We talk about the wide world of chronic illness from our perspectives. I'm so excited for this channel. Wishing you all the spoons and all the love.